only difference that this guy was old.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy is old because I remember one of the microbiology classes. It had a register which had ID
I
numbers,
didn't have,
and
yeah.
then my ID started with 9 3. Somebody cycled with a pen.
To say that,
But yeah, but I didn't care because
you
I
know
mean,
what,
I'm turning 29 this year.
yeah,
I'll be 29 with nothing, right?
exactly.
Yeah, so I didn't care. I did what I had to do. Otherwise, I'll be still be nothing, right? So I worked as a general worker, applied. I went to UJ to study biotechnology.
Yeah.
And fortunately, I did compute at record time.
Hi guys, welcome to All Things Careers. If you're joining us for the first time, please don't forget to like and subscribe for the channel, and please share with others for this kind of content. Share with your younger brothers and whoever want to listen to this type of content. Today I'm sitting with Shoi Mkansi. I don't want to introduce him because I feel like I'll be ruining his CV and his profile, but I would like him to handle that one. And first of all, Mister, I just want to say thank you very much for honoring us with your presence so that we can share your knowledge with others. I'm very sure that is going to help someone out there on which careers they have to choose. They might choose it, they might not, but your knowledge will have assisted someone else. The podium is yours, Mister. You can share and let us know who is showing.
Okay. Thank you very much for having me first. Yeah. As you said, my name is Shoi Mkansi. I
Yeah.
was born in the Limpopo province, in a very small village called Priska Majeje. I started schooling there, uh, started in grade one. I think it was in 1999. Yeah,
Okay.
that's when I started schooling. So, but then in Priska, there was like nobody who had a professional career or professional job. So we were going to school just because
You have to
it
go
is
to
a
school.
norm. Yes,
Yeah.
it is a norm. You have to
Okay.
go to school. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, we went to school. I think first grade we taught how to write our names and all that. But we didn't know why we're going to school.
Yeah.
Just in case. Yeah. So the village was very small. So they didn't have too many learners.
Okay.
So I think when it started, it was ending up to grade five. And then they were extending when they had grade fours like that. But then in 2005, the school was changed into a combined school.
Oh,
So
okay.
now it was a school from grade R to 12. So I was still in the school. I schooled there until grade 9.
Or until grade nine.
Until grade 9,
So
yeah.
grade 8 and grade 9, you were still schooling at Priska
It was the same school. It was changed from primary to
to
combined
combined
school.
schools.
Now
Oh,
it was
okay.
grade R to 12 in the same premises, same principal, same teachers, yes.
So it was more in a village, a small village there.
It was in a small village which was unknown, a despised
So I,
village.
I think this is going to help most people who are coming from those village townships where you are not exposed to different type of careers. But surprisingly, you are coming from a village deep there, and you choose one of the careers which most people never knew about. If we can speak about microbiology, I think it's something for someone who's coming from a village. You are not exposed. The most careers which someone is exposed in those type of an area is a police, teacher, a nurse, because those are the things that you see on day-to-day basis. But those type of profession are a bit scarce, or people are not aware what people are doing on those type of skills. So how did you come about to say, now I,
Was a pharmacist and he was doing very well. You know, in the villages when
yeah,
somebody is like,
or it was just the same surname, or you were
yeah, no,
related?
no, no. It was maybe we are related. I don't know for now,
But
but then yeah,
okay.
it was the same surname. So I heard that the man was a pharmacist, and then he like achieved a lot of things. Like he was a known man. He was from a village called Shihoko.
Okay.
So the whole surrounding, the whole Wamintua knows about it.
This guy, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
knows about this guy. So and then I wanted to be like the guy Mkansi. That's
Oh,
how
okay.
everything started, right?
So was this while you are in grade 8, or it's you are still in primary?
I think I was in grade seven. I think I was in grade seven when I became aware of this man. And then my cousins said to me that if you want to be a pharmacist,
Yeah.
you need to start mathematics, physical sciences, and life sciences.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the unfortunate part of that is that Priska Combined School didn't have those subjects. Yeah,
Oh,
they
okay.
didn't have mathematics, they didn't have physical sciences, but then they had the rest of the subjects that are needed.
So was that the was that what made a decision for you to change from Priska to a different? Because you said you studied Priska up until grade 9. Was that also one of the factors that made you to change to say no? I have to go study study in a different school because I need to do something with health science and it's not being offered in this school.
Absolutely, absolutely. That was the main reason why I changed from Priska, and then I went to a school. It's in Kambako called Mawawa.
Okay.
That's where I did my grade 10. And then now I chose those required subjects for one to be a pharmacist, right?
So in a nutshell, you are saying that grade 8 and grade 9, because you visited and then you got to know about the guy from Mkansi, and now you wanted to do something which is to do science. Then
Yes,
now it forced you to say, okay, my grade 8 and grade 9, when I have to go to grade 10, I'm
10.
going to choose subjects which are aligned to the career which I want to do. So, which means it's a very good factor to say when you are choosing subject or grade 10, you need to know which careers which you want to go, the career path you want to follow, so that you can choose the right subject.
Absolutely. I think when you are in grade 9, you need to know which career path you want to go to.
Yeah.
For example, if you want to be an accountant, you need to choose the accounting stream. And then if you want to be a scientist, an engineer, an IT personnel, you need to go for a science stream. So I already knew when I was in grade 9. And then, but they used to promise that no, Priska
Yeah.
is going to introduce mathematics and physical sciences, but they did it. And their excuse when I asked is that when I was in grade 10, I was the only learner who passed. No, no, not
Oh,
grade 10,
grade
grade
9.
9.
Yeah.
Yes, I was the only learner who passed grade 9, the whole school, right?
Yeah.
So their excuse was that you are the only learner who passed, so we cannot introduce these
Introduce
subjects
just for you.
specially for you. Yes. So I had to move. I remember I did the tourism
Yeah.
and whatever subjects they were doing there for first weeks of Jan.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Mawa where I did my grade 10. And now I was doing
Science.
physical sciences and mathematics.
So
Yes.
so you know, you live this guy to say, okay, I want to be like I forgot the name.
Hlekani Mkazi,
Shekane
yeah.
Mkazi.
Yeah.
So, and then you were also excelling when it comes to the sciences grade 8 and grade 9. Or you were just passing grade 8 and grade 9 to say, we'll see when we get to grade 10 if I'm going to excel in these subjects.
No, like I said, I didn't even know the reason of us going to school,
Yeah.
right? Because there was no like a figure or a role model of
To
a
look
kind of
after,
person
yeah.
we're looking after. Yeah, so we're just going to school because we're going to school, and then I was just passing every subject, whether
Yeah.
it's mathematics, natural
EMS.
sciences, everything. Like I was like the best student in every subject.
Yeah.
I was getting totally everything. I was that learner who, but if the whole class failed, I was the only learner who passed.
Yeah.
So I think that what saved me, education saved me because of that. So I was able to say I want to be like Lekani. First thing first, I had the ability to pass
Okay.
in school. So I thought it's possible. And we shared the same name. I was like, nah, I can do this. Yeah.
Wakamkas na mina wakamkas, and
Exactly.
then
Yeah.
it's
So it's
possible.
possible. Yeah.
So, cause why I'm asking this question is sometimes you like certain people, or you are being inspired by certain characters,
Yeah.
but only to find that that person is excelling in that corner because they are gifted. Also, they can be able to excel in that science stream.
Exactly.
So you need to balance to say, okay, I'm choosing this career because I want to be like so and so.
Yeah.
But also, I know that my capabilities allow me to go into that path.
Exactly.
So that's why I was asking that. Did you choose just because you like the guy, or you were also on your own, also excelling in when it comes to those
No, he
subjects?
was an inspiration, but then I was able to pass those subjects. Yeah. I was able to pass those subjects. Hence, I was like, I can go do this. Yeah.
So we go to grade 10 now. When you go to grade 10, you choose your science, physical science, maths, and then um,
Life sciences,
life sciences. Okay.
geography.
Yeah. So how was, for me, grade 10 was one of the challenging grades. I think I failed maths term 1, term 2, but the last term, then you find that you have passed. But the mathematics was not that bad, but I was passing. For you, how was grade 10?
It was a bit challenging. And remember, I changed school now.
Yeah,
It is
now
a
you,
new environment,
you have to
new
adapt there.
faces, new people. Yeah, but then I knew what I was there for. So I don't want to lie to you. The
Yeah,
school was in the best schools around the town. But then, yeah, we did grade 10. We were introduced to mathematics and physical sciences. I don't want to blame the teacher, but
yeah,
then everyone wasn't doing well. Almost everybody wasn't
yeah.
doing well when it comes to mathematics and physical
Physical science.
sciences. Yes. And I was struggling too in those two
Yeah,
disciplines. But then the rest of the subjects were
you were
very
good.
easy. Yes. So I think I remember I failed one of the subjects. Remember, you're
Yeah,
required to
to
pass
pass
six,
six. Yeah,
and then you're able to go to the next
Not-
grade. So I failed. I think I passed physical sciences
yeah, and then
and failed maths or vice versa. I
yeah,
don't remember. I can't recall. Yeah. And then I changed the school the following year. When I was going to grade 11, I went to a school called Mark Shope.
yeah,
It's in Tangwamintwa. So that's where I did my grade 11 and
and
12. Um, the two schools were similar,
yeah,
but Mark Shope was better because I met friends who were like serious, who were going extra miles for us to pass, right?
yeah,
So there was a guy called Shadrach Balo. He was the maths guru. Yeah.
yeah,
So that guy contributed a lot more than teachers to myself and another guy of our friends called
yeah.
Humphrey Malatsi. He taught us mathematics. And then we managed to go to grade 12 and then grade 12 and then
So you mentioned something very important
yeah.
to most high school learners.
Yeah.
You can't do things on your own, all the subjects.
Yeah.
I know also myself, while I was in Ghana, I will do some certain subject with some students there.
Yeah.
But when we get home, there will be other chapters or other areas which I was not good at or were not really covered at school. And then I'll go to a friend and then they will explain some. But there are certain students which feel like they are good on their corner because I can pass physical science or because I can pass mathematics. They don't want to collaborate with others. But doing so by studying with others, collaborating with others, you tend to pick some of the things which you didn't understand. So you mentioned that the school that you were before and this one were a bit similar, but the group of people that you found on that school also played a role on how you do or on your subject. So I feel like it's a note to everyone who's doing grade 11 and grade 12 to say that if you are studying alone, it's fine.
Yeah.
Have that time to do things on your own, but also don't fail to collaborate with others. Even if you feel like you are very good,
Yeah.
you tend to revise with other students by showing them what is happening. So that's how I think I did when it goes to that. So we were done with grade 10 and grade 11. You passed. When did you start applying to say, okay, now, because that guy you said it was a pharmacist, then now, instead of going for pharmacy, you went for microbiology. How now did you start changing to say, instead of pharmacy, I'll go for this one? Or when did you start applying and how did that one go?
Okay, let me clarify this. I didn't study microbiology.
Yeah.
I studied biotechnology.
Biotechnology.
Yeah, which is an umbrella course.
Okay, yeah.
There's microbiology inside, biochemistry.
Yeah.
It's a very good central science course. It allows you to do everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was a friend of ours, Humphrey Malatsi. He was like steps ahead of us. He knew internet, was using BlackBerry at the time.
Okay.
So yeah, I think
BIS.
my very first email address was opened by Humphrey Malatsi.
Yeah.
Shout out to him and thanks for that. So we started applying to different universities, but then the very one university that I wanted to go to was Medunsa. But at the time, it was University of Limpopo. It was changed from Medunsa to University of Limpopo, but Medunsa campus.
Okay.
So that's where I applied. When you were applying on a form, you had to tick between Turflop and Medunsa.
Wow.
So I wanted to go outside of the province because like I was born and bred here. So
it's one of those things. I know most people from Limpopo will relate when it comes to that. You want to go to a different province.
Yeah, it was right time, but I wanted to be pharmacist, nothing else, honestly. And then I remember I applied like B Farm as a first choice.
Yeah.
And medicine as second choice, and then people will do it differently.
Yeah,
they'll start with medicine and then do pharmacy. But I wanted to be a pharmacist because I really wanted to be a pharmacist. I remember we're using post office. There is post office
Yeah.
so we receive letters from different institutions. But then we did apply in time. Remember, health sciences closes before any
And
other
other,
courses.
yeah,
So we knew that we were very aware of that. So we applied before June. I think usually they close at June.
June, yeah.
Yeah,
June,
but then
July,
yeah,
June.
but then by the time I received the letter from the university, from the post office, it was very late. I think I
Yeah.
received the letter, and then the letter had like a date for my assessment or interview,
Oh, yeah.
so
I
that
know
they
for
can, yeah,
pharmacy
for
they
pharma, so
have
that they
some.
can select you to go to study the course.
Yeah.
And at the time, Medunsa had partnership with TUT
Yeah.
for this very specific course, farmers. I know they are independent now. They had their very first students in 2015
Yeah.
for farmers. It is very important for people to know this. So, and my interview was in the TUT main campus. But then by the time I received the letter, it was too late.
Yeah.
So I didn't
You didn't
go.
pitch for
And I was
the.
in Kangwaminto. I had to
I
travel to
think
Pretoria.
at least technology now it's assisting
Yeah, it
in
is.
terms
Yeah.
of the emails and everything.
Yeah.
Because I remember even me for my acceptance letter that time,
Yeah.
we were dependent on the hard letters
Yeah,
instead
from
of the email.
the
So
soft
now
copy.
at
Yeah.
least the moment you have an email, they reply straight on your emails and everything instead of depending on the letter. So sorry man, unfortunately you had
Yeah,
to,
no, I had to.
yeah.
Yeah. So we applied to almost every university. We were one of serious students. We applied to almost UCT, your
Yeah.
VETs, and we were required to write what is called National Benchmark Test (NBT).
Yeah, I know. I wrote
Yeah,
that test.
we
It
wrote
showed me friends.
that. Me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we I went with my friend Humphrey Malati. We wrote it at the University of Limpopo, Teflop
Yeah.
campus. That was our center. I think the two options was to go to Science Center in
I
Guyana,
wrote it in Science
yeah,
Center. Yeah.
or Teflop. And we were in Tzaneen. It was sort of kind of central. Going to Guyana or Teflop was like,
More like at the
yeah. So we went to
similar
Teflop, yeah,
distance. Yeah. And you
yeah.
also wanted to express.
Exactly, wanted to see the university part of
Yeah.
it. So went to Teflop. There was this other girl. She organized accommodation for us. We slept there. We rode on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Vets University rejected me. No, that's my theory,
Yeah.
because of the NBT
Oh,
results.
yeah.
Yeah, because they were not good. Yeah. So yeah, that was it. We did apply to every university. Yeah.
I think that's the one thing that we fail or people are failing to do. You just because I want to go into this stream,
Yeah.
I'm only applying to this institution,
Yeah.
and that's it.
And that's it.
So,
yeah.
mind you, if you could have only applied to Medunsa and then now you receive that letter late, it means next day you are not going to get an opportunity to study somewhere.
Yeah.
Then, if you apply in a different institution, it gives you a space to say, should I not go right on this one? Then I still have another
Yeah,
choice,
another
which you can go for. So now, why did you choose UJ after all this institution that you applied in?
Yeah. My story is a bit long, but then I'll try to summarize it.
Yeah.
Um, like I said, the two schools were similar. It wasn't one of the best schools.
Yeah.
So those who had money, they'll go to town school, Ben
Yeah.
Foster in Tzaneen, for
Yeah.
example, Marinsking, there's another school called Elmer, or go to Nkonko schools at George and Meridian, or really go to a public school but in a township called Nkonko.
Yeah.
Their education quality was better than ours. So what we used to do is we used to go to extra classes there
Or
by
with
Nkonko.
you combine.
Yeah, so that we can boost our results. And then the matric results came. We did pass, but they were not the best of the results, right? Yeah. And then out of three of my friends, there was only one guy who went to the university. Humphrey Malas. He went to Univen to study a BSc in microbiology and biochemistry.
Okay.
And then I didn't. First thing first, I didn't have money to go to the university
Yeah.
or any other institution for that matter. I couldn't afford anything, right? Video at the time, but then I went home. I took my grandfather, went to the Home Affairs in Guyana, and then we got the death certificate. So that was the relieving. Then I went to UJ, applied, all the documents were fine. Then that's how I went to UJ.
Man, your story is very important to quite a lot of people.
Yeah.
First thing we spoke about NSFAS.
Yeah.
Most people just apply just because they had to apply to an institution
Yeah.
and then they let it go.
Yeah.
Come January now, you have to start going to varsity and everything and doing those applications.
Yeah.
You see that's the time that you notice that I don't have the funds to go and study in a higher institution. Most people are always advised to say, these days you can study even if at home financially they're not good. There's NSFAS.
Yes.
As long as you apply on time, you'll be able to be accommodated and start. You also make sure that you get those documents and everything on time.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I like about you, you are a solution type of a person.
Yeah.
Someone will have said, now I didn't get, I applied first year, I had to go for a second gap year. During that year, what are you doing to also to push yourself to a higher institution? Some people will have just said, nah, I'm on scholar, then you let it go. But you decided, okay, what I want now, I need a cash injection, which I can go and work, take any job that is available at the moment, get the cash, start applying, and then also supplement these other things while I'm waiting for the response. So we chose that you are that person to say, no, I'm just not going to wait for just for the sake of waiting, but I'll be doing something while I'm waiting for the right opportunity.
Absolutely. We as black kids really need to do that. For example, by the time I went to the university, nobody knew that this guy was struggling financial to get to the university. They
Yeah.
thought I was a rich kid, right? Because I went to the university with money. When I was working while I was working as a general worker, I was saving money,
Yeah.
right? So I was there as a normal kid, like any other kids. The only difference that this guy was old.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy is old because I remember one of the microbiology classes. It had a register which had ID numbers,
I didn't have, yeah.
and then my ID started with 9 3. Somebody cycled with a with a pen.
To say that,
But yeah, but I didn't care because
you know
I mean,
what?
I'm turning 29 this year.
Yeah,
I'll be 29 with nothing, right?
exactly.
Yeah, so I didn't care. I did what I had to do. Otherwise, I'll be still be nothing, right? So I worked as a general worker, applied. I went to UJ to study biotechnology.
Yeah.
And fortunately, I did compute at record time, right? And then during varsity myself, I was working, right?
Yeah.
I remember I worked at Console Glass in Clayville, saved some money. I was able to sustain myself. And then first day I was staying at the rest called Habitat. It wasn't UJ owned.
Yeah.
It was
Oh.
private but accredited. But then my cousin was in the house committee at some point in life.
Yeah.
So this guy, I knew that I can be a house committee if I go to the UJ rest.
Yeah.
And then I went to this rest called Habitat.
Oh, okay.
That's where I stayed for the rest of my studying period, right? And I was in the house committee there. And then if you're a house committee at UJ, they give you a stipend of 700 rand
Yeah.
every month.
It's going to
it's-
supplement. Yeah.
And then another disadvantage is that UJ at the time wasn't giving NSFAS student food allowance.
Oh.
So you had to find creative ways.
Ways.
Yeah, right. But then they were paying for your accommodation, fees,
Yeah.
books, money. So yeah, I've always been that type of guy. I'm a go-getter. I don't give up. I mean, I'm heading to PhD. That's where I'm going.
That's the nice thing, you know. Most people, I feel like we are sitting in our comfort zone.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I just want to tell the truth.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have had the same mindset you had
Yeah.
if I was not pushed or I didn't have someone to supplement my what do you call fees or
Yeah.
money. What do you call this? The allowance.
The allowance, yeah.
For when you thought, no man, this for this to work, it means I have to go and be on the house com and then get that stipend so that I can be able to use. So I think which is a very good thing, and I will say if you can be able to do it, make sure that you utilize those things and then generate that income and push. But one of the things that you said you spoke about, if I don't take this opportunity, the years that you'll be turning after doing it or not doing it, it's not going to change.
It's not going to change. Yeah.
Exactly. If you're going to turn 29 this year, you're still going to turn 29.
And you'll remain a nobody.
And nobody.
A
Exactly.
nobody,
but
honestly,
at least if you attack it, and then you'll see when it gets there. If you win, you win. But you know that you have done your part as a person.
Absolutely. It is very important to be resilient, and my story is not different from many other black kids.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then some said I didn't have money to go to the university. I
Yeah.
didn't have the money too, but I waited, and I went to school, and then I was with schooling with people who were younger than me.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I completed. I mean, I work as a microbiologist today as we sit here. But at some point in life, I was a nobody. I was a general worker at Sopra Distribution Center working with other guys. But I knew that I do not belong here. One day I'm gonna leave. And I used to tell them, you know what, guys, next day I'm going to the university. They didn't believe me.
Yeah.
And the very same year, I was given a promotion to be a team leader. They were like, no, there's no
Don't
way you
go.
can
Yeah, you can
quit
leave
the
this.
job
Yeah.
and go to school. I'm gonna give this example. I'm not trying to mock anybody,
Yeah.
but there's a guy from Malamlel. I started working at Shoprite with him the very same day, right? He's still there today, right?
So if we have
This
not
is
taken action, it
so
means
yeah. So if I'll still be at Shoprite distribution center with
yeah.
nothing, renting a back room in Tembiza,
Yeah.
right? Because that's where I was staying at the time. So it is very important to move out of your comfort zone. They said, no, after 3 years, when you complete your course, we'll be driving cars. They're not driving cars today. I am driving a car,
Exactly.
right? So we really need to move. We really need to move, man. If you, it takes you to go to the universities, because first year I was sharing with another guy.
Yeah.
We were sleeping in these bunk beds, was sleeping down there, was sleeping up there. I didn't care. And then when I went there, the guys who were a year younger than me were doing their BTECs, they were driving, they had money.
Yeah.
And then when I told them my age, they're like, oh man, you're old.
You're old.
Yeah, but I didn't care, man. I didn't care. I
You
was
know
there
what
to,
you really
yeah.
wanted.
So it is very important for black kids to do that. But then my story taught me to help others, right?
Yeah.
So I help people now with the resources that I have. At zero rent, I don't charge anything.
Yeah.
I help anybody who wanna apply for admission at the university level, NSFAS. I did that to so many people, right?
Because you understand where.
Because I understand the struggle of a black child, right? So I do that. Like in Jan, when people I deal with late applications, more special for UJ because the UJ system allows you to do the late application, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's user friendly. Let me put it that way.
Okay, yeah.
So I do that. I help other learners, whether you're from KZN, Limpopo, I don't care.
Yeah.
I remember this year I took leave in January just to go and help students at the University of Johannesburg. Yeah, that's what I do.
That's so very kind of you, man. Yeah. It takes someone who have been into those type of issues to understand and want to lay a hand and help others in order to be able to achieve those type of things. Some say, no, I'm done. Then that's it. So now, what are the what do you call the APS and the how do you need to pass in order for one to start for biotechnology? Just before we can go into biotechnology and explain what happens in there.
Okay, for biotechnology, it's quite simple. I think you need level 4, which is 50%, is a minimum requirement. I want to believe for most universities, right? Yeah, that is a minimum requirement to go for biotechnology. But then you need to have your life sciences, mathematics, and physical sciences.
Yeah.
English too, right? It's very important. And then the APS score, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but then you really need to balance your subjects.
Yeah.
For example, I'll advise you don't get anything less than 50. And then another thing, the minimum requirement might not give you a seat at the university because there's a student who's having 7 distinctions.
Yeah.
We had those in my class, for example, who had like distinction in all their subjects. So you're going to compete with those people. So if you want to study biotechnology, do not just aim for 50% because it might not help you. People are saying, oh, UJ rejects a lot. It's because of the competition. Everybody want to go to UJ.
Yeah.
So in order for you to secure that seat, you really need to have good results.
You aim for the high.
Have good results. That's what I'll advise. Yeah.
So now we have covered the issue of what are the requirements and everything.
Yeah.
But we haven't spoken much of what is biotechnology.
Yeah.
And after qualifying or completing your biotechnology qualification, what are you going to work as? Where are you going to work at? And those type of processes. I think we haven't covered those.
Okay. So biotechnology, if you go Google the definition biotechnology, is usually gonna say is the manipulation of microorganisms for industrial use, right? Yeah. For example, your yeast for brewing of alcohol, that is biotechnology. And then if you check, we used to tomatoes used to get like rotten very fast, but in these days they last longer. That is biotechnology. So we are able to manipulate microorganism or whatever. For example, penicillin,
Yeah.
which is an antibiotic today. It's a microorganism which was manipulated to heal a certain disease, right? So biotechnology is like that. It's an umbrella course. But then what do we do us, more especially in South Africa?
Yeah.
Uh, they use biotechnologies in industries for testing purposes. For example, now I work as a microbiologist at the food testing laboratory.
Yeah.
You'll remember the outbreak of listeriosis, right?
Yeah.
We had listeriosis that you can't consume polony because there's listeria.
Russian.
Yeah, so that's what I do myself.
Okay.
I test for the presence and absence of microorganisms in food, in particular. Food, beverages, your alcohol, your juices, cold drink.
So you are the ones who recall those things if there's a batch which is missing, or you prevent for it to be released before it was.
Yeah, the main purpose is to prevent.
Yeah.
Is to prevent because we don't want to have outbreaks. We recently had corona. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
So we can like have diseases that come from food poisoning. When you consume, for example, one of pathogenic microorganism is listeria. That one is famous because we had an outbreak in South Africa.
Yeah.
Salmonella, E. coli 157, Staphylococcus aureus. So what we do is we check for the presence or absence of those microorganisms, and then we give a go ahead to say you as a producer of a cool drink, you can now dispatch your product, you can sell it, it is safe for consumption. Sometimes there is certain number of microorganisms that is allowed to be in a product, as long as it's not harmful. So that's what we generally do. But biotechnology, like I said, it is very broad. Some are working in forensic as a biotechnologist, you can work there. Some quality controllers in pharmaceutical companies, food companies. Yeah, it is broad that way. Some are in agriculture. Like what we do is to check the good quality of anything that human and animal consume, right? So we monitor that.
So yeah, we'll come back to this one. I think it's very broad and there are hot questions or what answers which people don't want to discuss when it comes to this type of careers. But now, you when you went to UJ, you did your first 2 years. Is it theoretical, practical? Are you having an insight or anything like that?
So biotechnology at UJ is a national diploma. I think it's at UJ, Valley University of Technology, Tzaneen University of Technology, DUT as well. They offer this course as a national diploma, right? And then one of our lecturers told us that this course, the reason they're not phasing out or to make it a BSc or a degree is because the industry needs it. So if UJ was to take it out, meaning it wasn't gonna have students that are coming from UJ to go to the industry, right? So at UJ it's a 4-year course. So you do your 3-year theory, but in between there are practicals. Of course, you have to go to the laboratory and do practicals, and then your final year is what is called work integrated learning or in service training. Usually some companies will approach the university to say we're looking for students. But in most cases we look for those opportunities ourselves. So I was one of the lucky students to get that in service training. I trained with a company called International Flavors and Fragrances. IFF. They manufacture flavors and fragrances, which is your perfumes, right? So I was there at the quality department, right? So I was QC intern. That was my position. So the experience there was very important because they've got 2 labs. It's analytical lab and microbiology lab. So in microbiology lab, that's where we do the microbiology testing. Analytical lab, that's where we check for your GC. Those in the industry will understand. GC, density, sensory evaluation. For example, what quality control means is that you check a new product against a previous past product or a standard. So if these products are similar, then the new product can be dispatched, right? So there are so many things to check. For example, color. For example, let's say we're producing a strawberry flavor. We have what is called a standard against the new product. So you compare color, taste, density. So if all these things are within the specification, because there's a specification to say It should be from here
yeah.
to here. So if they are within the specification, then the product passed. It can be dispatched, and it's easy for it's safe for consumption.
Yeah.
I meant, yes.
Okay, now you went too much into science. Now
Yeah,
I
yeah, I know.
understand
Yeah,
some of us, but I think it's
yeah.
a
But
very
the in-service training
a very good, yeah,
is a prerequisite before
for you
graduation. Yeah,
graduation.
for you
Yeah.
to graduate, right? And
So are you do you get paid, or do you get reimbursed during that period?
no, majority of us are getting paid.
Yeah.
To be
Okay.
honest, yeah,
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
And then we all like when you're a student, you're looking forward for that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you do get paid, and mostly, if they rob you during our time,
Yeah.
if you're getting robbed, you'll earn 5,000
At least
minimum.
it's
Yeah,
something
that
that you
does the
can.
smallest.
Yeah.
So I was getting paid better. I can't say it, but yeah, it was better. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was better. But for in-service training, you get paid on a monthly basis.
So
Yes.
now let's talk about the fertility of this career in our country.
Yeah.
We are living at times where not only passion is going to save your life, but most people will end up being depressed just because they are not getting job opportunities. But let's talk about this career path. How fertile is it to do it in this country? In terms of, I'm sure you won't like know exactly if people are going to get job opportunities after that's not say quite in any job, but you say no, but the percentage, the majority of those people, they get something after completing their studies.
Um, biotechnology, a national diploma in
Yeah.
biotechnology, it stand out compared to science BScs in general,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
For example, the industry that we're working at is very small, but then it's very rare to find somebody from the University of Limpopo who started BSc in microbiology, Univen. The BSc people are the ones that are struggling with jobs more than us, compared to us, in comparison with us.
Yeah.
So we are better, and I think the reason for that is because we have that 1 year of in-service training. In service training, you are an employee.
Yeah.
You go to the company, you go there every day. There are warnings, you are treated as an employee. So you graduate with 1 year experience. And I think that is the reason why we get jobs more than those guys, right? So just like any other courses, right? We have problem of employment in South Africa, but yeah, biotechnology is better. To be honest, it's better. Maybe I was fortunate because myself, immediately after the in-service training, I told you that I was working in 2 labs.
Yeah.
Microbiology and analytical. So I went to microbiology side. I got a job as a microbiologist.
Yeah.
Straight from in-service training, you see. So that is the advantage.
Nice. Yeah.
So I was fortunate like that. I got a job as a microbiologist.
I think what we are explaining is that most people hate diplomas, say no, it's a diploma.
Yeah.
But I think the advantage of it these days, which I've noticed in most diplomas, is that you have that opportunity to go and do the in-service training, which gives you a 1 year experience before you graduate.
Yes.
Then now when you start applying, you are applying with a 1 year experience which you got during that in-service training, which is a period of your application. Then now, as you are currently, how many jobs have you been into?
No, I haven't been to so many different companies.
Yeah.
From in-service training, I went straight to work as a microbiologist. I am still there. But personally, myself, I worked, like I explained, in different companies before. So from in-service training, I went to this company I'm working for now. Yeah. And then I'm still with them to date.
So what's the advantage of a national diploma in biotechnology?
Like I said, the advantage of national diploma in biotechnology is that you graduate with a year experience. And from that, if you want to further your studies up to PhD, it's possible.
Yeah.
It can be done. So you can do your advanced diploma in biotechnology, for example.
Yeah.
Then honors degree, master's degree to PhD. Or go to any other course that allows you as a biotechnologist to go. For example, you can go study pharmaceutical sciences, can continue with that.
Okay.
Myself, I'll give an example by myself.
Yeah.
I studied an advanced diploma in quality, and then I am currently studying a postgraduate diploma in quality, which is honors equivalent.
Okay.
Postgraduate diploma is NQF level 8. and then it is equivalent to honors. And then next year, I will be studying a master's degree in quality engineering. So that is the advantage of biotechnology. But then my undergraduate course was a biotechnology, but
Biotechnology.
I continued with quality. Yes.
No, thank you very much. But there's that question, which it's a question of the podcast.
Yeah.
When you went to a specific job and then you want to, uh, salary sungula ka mali muni, the rest cares. But I just wanted to ask,
Yeah.
kuna mali na? Is there money in this career opportunity?
Um, at the moment, it depends on which company you're working for, right?
Okay.
I won't lie, but people are complaining everywhere. So, is there money? I really don't know. But then what I know as a person is that money will never be enough, right?
I was about to ask. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's our greediness which want us to feel like you want very too much
yeah,
of what you are getting, but only to find that no, you can be able to live, you can pay your rent, you can
yeah.
buy at least a car, survive, and then live a better lifestyle on your own lane.
Exactly, precisely. So that is the case. In according to the South African categories, I think there's the poor people, middle class,
Class, yeah.
and the rich. And I think we as biotechnologists we are the middle class, right?
Oh, okay.
So meaning you are able to buy your car, purchase your house,
Yeah.
and depending on which position you
You are,
have,
yeah.
yeah, the more senior you are, obviously you're gonna
The
get more
more
money.
so the years of experience also
Yeah,
count
the years of
as the years
experience
goes.
matters, and then different positions you're moving in, and studying at the same time. Because the reason I'm studying is because I'm already working,
Oh,
right? So
okay,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna be overqualified without experience.
Yeah.
So I'm doing them simultaneously.
So you can advise someone to say after you have completed your national diploma, don't just stay with that qualification.
Yeah.
At least advance while you are getting this experience and also making sure that the qualification level you are also pushing on that side.
Yeah, precisely. For example, if you wanna be in management, for
Yeah.
example, you can't just have your national diploma.
Diploma and
You
then
need to have additional qualifications, right? So, for example, if you are a manager, let's say a quality manager,
yeah,
the salary is going to be good, of course. Yeah, but then yeah, you really need to start
push
from the
yourself.
bottom and
Yeah.
then and move up.
So if there's something that you want to advise someone, might be someone who have a gap year, they want to continue their studies, someone who is doing grade 11, they want to pursue biotechnology, or someone who has this qualification now, they are working, but they felt like, no, I have my diploma, I'm working, that's fine. Something that you would like to advise someone out there.
Yeah, they can move to maybe let's say you have a national diploma now in biotechnology and
Yeah.
you're working. It is possible you can continue since BTECs are phased out, you can continue with your advanced diploma in quality, pharmaceutical sciences, etc.
Yeah.
And many more other courses which I can't think of in my mind right now. Yeah, and then if you wanna study biotechnology and you're in high school, it is a good course. It is promising. It is
Yeah.
the future because biotechnology is a simple technology of biological
Yeah.
sciences. So it is a central science, the father of all sciences
Sciences.
courses.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I can say. So it is a very interesting course. You can go do it. It is a science course, of course. It's challenging. There's mathematics inside. There's biochemistry.
Yeah.
There's microbiology, and all this. If like you'll know that we consider science stream to be difficult even in high school.
Yeah.
So it is not a walk in the park. It is a science course. It's challenging. Yes.
No, from me and the crew, we just want to say thank you for gracing us with your presence and with your knowledge. We are very sure that this is going to help someone out there watching this. You have shared a lot of things, and I'm quite very sure that there are people who are now general workers somewhere else, but they have their grade 12 and they want to pursue their status, but they were asking themselves, should I do it, should I not? But after watching this interview, I think they will grasp those type of information to say no, man. Even in the next 3 years to come, I'll be turning that age. I'm doing it or not, but they might give it a try. So thank you very much, and to everyone else who's watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also share with everyone else to the grade 11 and grade 12. Grade 12, I mean to say, don't forget to apply. The applications are open. Even NSFAS will be open very soon. So if you want financial assistance, start applying those NSFAS so that you don't struggle when the year begins. So from us, thank you very much. Till we see each on the next episode.
Thank you.